Hey guys, this is me and my brother. He's up there on the Dr650. This is last summer in 2023, and we were going out for a ride with one of his friends, Darius, and his other buddy Andrew that we've known since we were little kids. And anyways, we went for a ride. I think this day we went to Nanaimo and then rode around to New Bay and went to Qualicum Beach. And right now we get to ride through Cathedral Grove, and that's world famous large tree forest on Vancouver Island. And then on the way there and on the way back, you get a little bit of a glimpse of the forest fire damage that was caused in the summer of 2023. And it was shutting down the highway like crazy. It was a pretty ridiculous time.
When you look at that Dr650,
here's coming into Qualicum Beach from one of the French Creek way, really, Parksville area. Went to high school here. This view of the beach is pretty familiar. I looked at that every day for years. Really liked it. This roundabout's newer here. They used to have just a four-way stop, or I think it was just a two-way stop, honestly, maybe one-way. But anyways, unfortunately, somebody was in a collision here and died, so they wound up putting in a roundabout instead for improved safety, luckily. So Kurt used to work at that shell. And this is pretty cool here. So basically, this is all new. Like, this is from the main highway, that you can access it from this side, and then
yeah, that's loose. Very loose.
I'm trying to tell him it's loose.
Loose.
Loose gravel.
Yeah.
Basically, this is all new. Kurt's taking me to some riding trails. I meant to get around to going on a ride in there and checking out the trails, but I never actually did before we moved away. But maybe one day I'll check it out there somehow with another bike. But anyways, when we were in high school, we used to ride quads, dirt bikes, you name it, all around this area. And now what they've done is, as the area slowly become more populated with houses, they've made some really cool off-road trails and stuff in there. And Kurt was saying that there's like beginner trails and some pretty extreme stuff, and motorcycle and mountain bike as well. So it's a pretty cool thing that they've done there. And I guess the trails get maintained and all that as well. This doesn't look like much, but apparently it drops off quite a bit.
Yeah. I've gone that way and it looks good. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, thanks for letting me know.
If I had a bike like his, that would have been pretty fun to just hit it and go down, but a little bit less confident on the Scram.
Yeah, we're good. Woo! Dragging the back end there.
It was so dry too, eh? Like, I really didn't want to be out in the bush just for fire risk and all that, but...
What's all this?
This is all motorcycle trails.
No way! Motorcycle trails. That's cool.
Yeah, Kier's coming back, Cameron Lake, on the way back to Port Alberni, and this is just like the congestion. We managed to hit it. You see that gate up there that's coming up ahead. When that thing drops, you're screwed. And it sometimes, I can't remember now, but I think it was like a couple hours that you could wait there, depending on how busy it was, of course. And I believe that when I filmed this, it was the middle of summer, like probably July, maybe August, something like that. So it would have been really busy and still touristy, even though it did hurt the tourism a lot, having that fire. But basically, there was a fire up on a rock called Angel Rock and the surrounding area, and it burned all the trees that the root systems hold everything from falling down the rock face and falling onto the highway. And basically, multiple times, it's probably still happening now. I don't live there anymore, but rocks and trees and all kinds of stuff, big boulders, were flying down the hill onto the highway, and they had a couple of slides that completely covered the highway, I think more than once. So here you get to start to see some of the wildfire damage, and it's funny, like they were able to stop it from cutting out all these trees on the left here, but through the bush it pretty much decimated everything behind that. And then you can see some red trees that are burnt up in the top there, in the top of the shot. And they had these cranes here like 24/7. They had people staffing them, holding these rock nets and tree nets and stuff up in the air, and then every now and again something would come firing down the hill, and they'd have to shut down the highway again, clear it all out of there. This must have been a huge moneymaker for them. This section's not too bad, like it's fairly wide for this particular highway, which is not very wide at all, but there is one section up here called an Angel Rock, and I am honestly shocked that they didn't just blast the thing, because you can't, it's so skinny, like I don't know how semi-trucks get around it. It's just crazy. And this is one of the roads that I always hated with my job, that I really hated riding in the back of the ambulance around here. This road would just make me seasick like crazy. It was gross. Yeah, this is Angel Rock itself. So it used to, back in the day, it used to go all the way across the highway, and it was just a tunnel, and then it broke off. I don't think anybody was hurt when it broke off, but they blasted it, and then that's what was left, and they haven't done anything with it for many, many, many years. Okay, and here we're entering Cathedral Grove, which is obviously world famous forest, where they've got some really, really huge diameter trees. I honestly, I don't know, I didn't really go for walks in here since I was probably a teenager or kid at that, but people love to stop here on the side of the highways, and quite often they'll block traffic and just run across. And it is a highway, they don't have an overpass or anything, they don't have a tunnel, so it's kind of crazy in the wintertime, or sorry, in the summertime. And they were going to put a parking lot in here at one point, and then a bunch of tree enthusiasts kind of shut that one down. So now you get like cars doing U-turns and stuff in here, and a lot of really bad accidents happen in here because of the highway being lined with such large trees. And then this is kind of a cool area. So this is where like the old highway turned into the new version of the highway, I think in the 90s or 2000s, and they kind of widened it out a little bit, and I think they made it less steep too. But it's pretty fun to ride this on a bike because the speed limit there is 80, so you get to kind of throttle it around the corners and stuff, and it's pretty good. Anyways, that kind of does it for this video. That's really all I filmed for this. This one's a year old. I just found it in the computer and figured I'd post it. So thanks for watching. And I obviously have a lot more dirt bike stuff, Scram stuff, whatever. So if you like that kind of stuff, come on by. Thanks. Bye.